Hola y bienvenidos a Deuces fucking wild with Will the Thrill Clark, man. And I can't, something doesn't sit right. And I know look, I played professional baseball. I get how it goes and everything. But somehow, some way, when I'm looking in the background and I see that fucking Cardinals jersey, dude, it doesn't feel right, man.
Hey, look, it just so happens that two of the teams I played for, they're going head-to-head here the next few days. So had to switch up the background. Got my Hernandez stuff here, though. Don't think I didn't leave them hanging. So one of them things, my brother.
What was the favorite uniform? Take teams out of it. Because I'd like to think, I mean, I've got to believe that the Giants was your number one affiliation is going to be with them. But
Yeah.
what was your favorite uniform to put on?
You know what? I mean, just because of the Giants being my team, that was the classic Giants jersey. But then, you go to St. Louis, and then all of a sudden, you're in the playoffs and you're in the on deck circle, you turn around and Stan Musial sitting behind you and Lou Brock and those guys, and you're like Bob Gibson. It's like, geez. So, I mean, needless to say, the Giants are pretty awesome, but Cardinals are right up there, brother.
Okay, but I'm talking uniform, dude. So let's wipe out the fact that it's Cardinals or what it means to put on the uniform. Because
Right.
I will tell you, and I'm going to go first now, so you maybe get a little bit of a better understanding. So the Oakland A's, the number one uniform I've ever put on with them. I didn't give a shit about wearing the whites. I didn't give a shit about wearing the grays. I mean, cool, put on your first big league uniform, whatever. The number one uniform that I ever put on was the mustard yellow with the Kelly green stripes, old school, just with the big A's logo here. Bro, I wore stirrups that day. It was one of my favorite uniforms I ever put on. But that was just a one-time uniform, an alternative uniform. The other uniform I loved putting on, the Baltimore fucking Orioles, man.
There you go.
There was something that reminded me of This Week in Baseball. Mel Allen.
Hey, that was another team I played for too. I mean, I played for the Orioles too, and so you start thinking back. I mean, it's a lot of organizations that had a pretty historical past, and you're playing for them, and those guys would always come around, and so it's fun stuff. But all said and done, you're the dude that is with the team that you started with. For me, it's the Giants. For you, it's the A's, and just that's how we got broke into the big leagues, boy.
All right, so Giants are on a 4-game win streak now, which, man, I mean, they needed it, needless to say.
Yeah.
So they're starting to play some pretty good baseball.
Yep. Last night was really, to me personally, is probably the best game they played. The whole season so far. I mean, Alex Cobb went out there through a complete game shutout. JD Davis has been hot for the majority of the season, hit a 3-run homer. The only problem that we're having is the knock on wood, the little nagging injuries. Joey Bart had to pull himself out of the game yesterday with a little nagging groin injury. He's been babysitting it. But we got Mitch Haniger and Austin Slater back from DL. So, and we'll see how that goes.
Is Mitch Haniger officially back? I love.
Yeah, he
Mitch
played.
Haniger.
I think he played yesterday. I didn't look at the box score, but I think he played yesterday.
That's funny. I did not follow the game yesterday, or I didn't watch the game yesterday, I should say. I followed the game yesterday for the 4-0 victory. I know that because I had the over, and I was hoping that Cobb would get hit around a little bit. He didn't get hit around at all. And if you had the over bet there, it was a fucking disaster. Kind of like
so Haniger was he was 0 for 2, but he had a sac fly and he had a walk.
Okay, so that's a productive.
Yeah, I mean, and they had him hitting. They had him hitting in the middle of the lineup. He was hitting 4, and Davis was hitting 5. Davis he went 2 for 4 with 3-run bomb, and he's hitting 304 right now.
So I used to try to get 3 points a game, and that was the minimum, and then work from there. And so a walk would be a point, a run scored would be a point, a double would be 2 points, an RBI would be a point, homers obviously a lot of points, but minimum, because at least I go, if I'm 0 for 3 and I'm going into my last at bat, I could think to myself, dude, I could somehow, some way get 3 points here, an RBI, a base hit, and a run scored, whatever it is. I just felt like you wanted to put something, quote unquote, in the bank. Did you ever have an approach like that, or think about that, or like where did you stand on goals?
For me, it was kind of the same thing. I didn't put a point system to it, but I did put something to it as far as helping my teammates out. Let's say like you talked about, you 0 for 3 going into your last at bat. All right, let me get I've been scuffling here. Let me get a base hit, and get the hot guy up behind me, or work a walk or whatever it might be, in order to get the guy that might be having a great game that day up to the plate. And so, I was fortunate enough to hit with some studs behind me, so that was kind of my thinking on things.
So tonight, I had some gambling action in the early games. And one of the teams I bet on was a former team of yours, and that's the Texas Rangers. They were up 6-0. They were up 6-0 on Cincinnati.
So what did you bet?
Well, technically, I don't think I bet anything unless Joe put it in, but I'm on this action website. I'm a verified bettor. I was number 3 out of like 14,000. So basically, I've been kicking ass and winning a bunch of games. I went 1-3 yesterday. I was on pace to go like 6-6 in the early games, or 5 for 5. And then all 3 of them turned on a dime, and I went 2-3. The other game I had was the Pittsburgh Pirates, who were up 7-2, and then figured out a way to lose 8-7 to the Dodgers. Just complete and total fucking debacle, man.
Well, put it this way. It was 7-6, Reds and Rangers. So probably if you picked the over, you were in good shape.
Yeah, but I didn't have the over. I had the fucking Rangers, and they blew it. They puked all over themselves and gave that shit up, man.
You gotta look at it this way. I mean, the Rangers. If you want to run it this way, Bruce Bochy's gone over there. He's got them playing kind of old school baseball, and they're losing today. They're 14-9, but they're still in first place in the West, and they haven't been any sniffing first place in the West in the last few years. So I think Bochy's kind of got a new group of guys over there that are enjoying the way he manages baseball games.
They gotta be.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, he's just such a easygoing, laid-back guy, but he's got that personality. You wouldn't even think of crossing him or trying to take advantage of him or anything else. He just seems like, the more I got to know him, I learned 2 things over the past couple years, and especially spending a ton of time with him at your retirement ceremony. Man, he was not ready to be done.
Yeah,
and he still had that thirst for baseball. Yeah. It was awesome.
I told you that. Before. I mean, the analytical thing got him. I mean, they were making analytical moves, and he was like, wait, I need that guy for the team because of this reason. They were making analytical moves, so he said, fuck this, and he got the hell out of Dodge. But as of right now, I mean, I think that the way he's managing in Texas, the boys have bought into the program over there, and he's got some talent to work with.
Yeah, no question about it. And I love the fact Chris Young is the general manager there, who I face, a big, tall right-hander, and he's a Princeton guy. And so
Chris is the general manager of the Rangers?
Yeah.
I faced Chris, too. I didn't know that.
I hated facing him. Something about that downhill angle.
He was, what was he, 6'8", 6'9"?
No, he's like 6'11", man.
Whatever it was, straight over the top, and he didn't throw hard. 88, 89. but it seemed like it was 95, and he'd throw you that belt high fastball that everybody else you pele, and for whatever reason you'd miss it off of him and pop it up and everything else.
Pop it up, foul it back, all of it. I finally got his ass. We were coming down the stretch in 07, and I had a long at bat against him. Foul ball, foul ball, foul ball, foul ball. 2 guys on, huge part of the game, and he hung me a slider, and I fucking smoked it into the bleachers. It was one of those things where he did me a favor, because he could have thrown the fastball 100 more times, and I still don't think I could have gotten on top of it.
You know what? That's one of those things, and you and I talk about it all the time. It's like some of these pitchers, you got to worry about them, because it's like, dude, I'm not catching up to this pitch, and then you flip me up a breaking ball. I'm like, thank you. I wasn't catching up to your best stuff before.
Hey, your thoughts tonight? The San Francisco Giants are starting John Brebbia.
Oh no!
They're apparently
if they're doing that, that sounds to me like they're going to have a bullpen game.
No, so they're going to use him as the opener for Sean Manaea.
Really?
Uh-huh.
And so what they're going to do? They're going to try to get just 1 out of Brebbia or 2 out of Brebbia?
No idea. But you got Lars Nootbaar leading off for the Cardinals, then Goldschmidt, then Gorman, Arenado, Contreras, Burleson, Carlson, Donovan, Tommy Edman, the Stanford kid. But yeah, they'll probably try to get 1 or 2 out of them. I think with some guys it works, right? Like, dude, Sean Manaea, by the way, he looks fucking filthy. Yet the last time I saw him, Thrill, they were taking balls inside off the plate at 94 and hitting them out, and taking like sliders down and in at their feet and hitting them out. It almost felt like they had his pitches.
You never know. I mean, I ain't been to San Fran yet, but usually the coaching staff's on top of that stuff pretty hard about whether they tip pitches or not. Oh, by the way, while I'm thinking about this, besides the cast of characters that we have in the chat room, which is the normal guys, we have a newbie. It's Jonathan Knott. And believe it or not, Jonathan is Trey's, lack of a better term, baseball coach, manager, whatever you want to call it, in his 18 and over beer drinking league. So, Jonathan, welcome, Jack.
Jonathan, welcome to the show. Absolutely. It's always nice to have new folk on here. I imagine he's from backwoods Louisiana as well, somewhere in
backwoods. Why do you say stuff like that? Why would you even say something like that? I am not stuck under 55 feet of snow, you freaking mountain hillbilly.
So John and Thrill from parts unknown Louisiana.
They play in a little ballpark over there. It's called North Park, and they got 3 little baseball fields over there. One of them used to be one of the local high school fields, and now they're redoing the little fields out there. So Trey and Jonathan and them, they'll have a nice little place to play now.
How far away are you guys from LSU?
If I left my house right now, I'd be there in 15 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, probably 10 miles.
Do you go to any of those games?
No. I go to LSU baseball games. I don't go to football games.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't go to football games. Football games are stupid over there. I mean, it's shit.
That's such a shit show.
150,000 people, and then when you play, guys like Alabama and shit like that, the whole town shuts down. So, I'll go out there and I'll watch the baseball team.
In the baseball games, that's a pretty cool atmosphere, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, they're doing it right, and they're first place in the SEC West right now, so they've been playing pretty well. And they got 2 kids on the team right now that should be top 5 picks. Center field is Dylan Cruz. He's probably the best position player in the country. And then they got a big, tall, right-handed pitcher who came from Air Force, and he's lighting up the radar gun, so he should go pretty high too.
Interesting, man. All right, so the Giants. I mean, what going into this series? Is it just keep doing what they're doing? Is that the approach?
Yeah, I mean, they like we talked about, they've been on a roll. They won 4 in a row. First time they got on a little winning streak this year, so they're feeling good about themselves. But if you look at the grand picture, I mean, no matter what's happened, no matter how bad they've played, whatever's gone wrong, injuries, all that, they're only 3 games out, and we're here right at the end of April. So, I mean, for what we could term it, they're right in the middle of it. So there we go.
All right, let's do this.
Brebbia.
So here's Brebbia, and we literally are about to start. No, start. It's to be the second game because the Giants won that 4-0 contest last night. But these are 2 historic franchises, 2 franchises that you played for. Give me your favorite Giants / Cardinals story. Obviously, mine's okay. We all know the brawl. I'm gonna ask you this. So I was in right field, and I don't know if this is definitely not my favorite, but we're sitting in right field, and I forget what game it was. And you guys were playing them in 1987 in the playoffs, and Candy Maldonado went for that ball.
Yeah.
And it went over his head, and he slipped.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm trying. I have vague memories of it. So maybe did that happen in St. Louis or did that happen in San Francisco? I
happened in St. Louis.
I remember we talked about that. Okay.
Yeah, it was a ball right field, and it wasn't hit really hard, but it was one of those ones that kind of like you could tell from the get-go it was in the lights, and he was fighting the lights. And he kind of went sliding in, and the ball just went right by him.
So when you think about that rival and the intense matchups that took place, I saw a clip of, I don't know if you saw it last night, Wander Franco made the barehanded catch. This is actually what I wanted to ask you about. Have you seen Wander Franco's barehanded catch yet?
I have not.
So
I have not. The only barehanded catch I've seen is my man Boogie Bear, Kevin Mitchell. So
that's my point. So I made a video this morning, Thrill, that basically starts him out with a little slider.
Yep.
First pitch of the game. But
hey, while you're looking at that right there, I'm just looking at the lineup. So you got Wade, he's playing left today. You got VR, who's normally a third baseman, he's playing first. But you got Wade and Conforto back-to-back in the top of the lineup. Wade's hitting 215, Conforto's hitting 193. And for me personally, I'm like, and I don't get this. I mean, you got Haniger. All right, he came off the DL. Yastrzemski's been swinging the bat better. He's up to 280 right now. You got J.D. Davis, who's been swinging the bat well. Why don't you put Estrada in the top of the lineup to get a good on base percentage to get on for the big boppers in the middle of the lineup instead of having the guys that are hitting 215 and 190?
No, that's a very good point, Thrill. And by the way, I like how they're trying to work. They go fastball toppers. Remember, and kids do it. I hate it. But they're catching, they're like standing up for the high fastball. This is such a nice way when you're on a knee and just kind of leave it up here, drop it here, put it back up. I like that a lot.
But then here's the thing. You and I talked about it. Look, you got the glove up here, all right? And then you drop the glove. Watch, you get the glove up. He drops it. Oh, no, he kept it up.
You kept that one up.
They're teaching him, hold the glove up. Watch. And then you drop the glove, and then you come back up to your spot. And so, the pitcher, when he's in his motion and stuff, he loses track of where the hell he's supposed to throw, and that's why they missed down and over the plate a lot.
Yeah, Goldschmidt, hard ground ball over to third base. So here's the video, Thrill, of the catch. So here he comes. He's coming from shortstop.
It almost looked like he tried to catch it with the glove, and he missed it with the glove and caught it with the bare hand.
Yeah, they'll have one little replay right here so you can kind of get a see. And it came back on him. He's running over his head to catch it.
Yeah, that's what he was doing. He was trying to catch it. Boogie Bear just straight out barehanded it. He didn't even put his glove up. All right. He just straight barehanded it. But Wander had his glove up and he couldn't catch it with the glove, and his bare hand was right there, and he caught it with the bare hand.
Yeah. So what catch do you think was better?
Oh, Kevin Mitchell, without a shadow of doubt, because not only did he just straight barehanded without even having a glove, but then look, I mean, he's on top of the wall when he catches it. He looks down and he's got it. So Boogie Bear comes back to the bench, and he's sitting there at the bench, and everybody's like laughing, right? And he goes, "What are y'all laughing at?" I go, I'm sitting there, and I go, "Boogie Bear," I said, "nobody catches the ball bare hand running anywhere in the ballpark." And he goes, "Well, he said, I looked down to find a fence, and when I looked up, I overran it, and I had to stick my paw up there, all that sort of stuff." I said, "Dude," you're going to be on ESPN for the rest of your life because of that." He started laughing. So,
and sure enough, I typed in Kevin Mitchell today, just his name. And the first thing that comes up is Kevin Mitchell catch.
Yep.
And it's crazy because this was the National League MVP in 1989. You guys went 1-2, and then obviously you ended up going to the World Series and taking down the Cubs.
Yeah.
Of all the old ballparks, what was your favorite one to play in?
Ooh. I like and needless to say, it took me a little while to get there, but I like being in Yankee Stadium because, man, you walked up there and you were like, man, Babe Ruth was here, Gehrig was here, DiMaggio was here, Yogi Berra, and then all the other guys that played, it's like, oh, my God, how many people have been in this batter's box?
It had that aura about it, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Big time. Big time. So that was my favorite, the old ballparks. You'd play in Detroit, and you'd think about Al Kaline, Boston with Ted Williams, so it was pretty fun playing in some of the older ballparks.
So the way the lineup set up, 216 and 193 at the top. So you're basically saying move up Yastrzemski, move up Peterson, move up Estrada.
Yeah, no, you would think I would, and that's what I'm saying. You got Estrada hitting 313. He's got a high on base percentage. I'd put him 1 or 2 somewhere in there to get on there for the boppers. So
Yaz is having a nice year too.
Yeah. Somebody in the chat room was talking about Ramos. Ramos got sent back down to AAA, and so did Wisely. They needed to make some moves. So they took Slater off, and then they took Haniger off, and then they placed Darren Ruff. I forgot about that one. They placed Ruff on a DL with a wrist injury. So, he hadn't even got 10 at-bats. He's already got a wrist injury.
Here's Woodford, the starting pitcher. That's Jake Woodford for the St. Louis Cardinals. He's from St. Petersburg, Florida. The 39th pick of the 2015 draft. It was a supplemental round. He went to Plant High School in Florida.
Hey, your wife wants me to give you my T-shirt.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, she's on there. She's loving life right now.
Unfucking believable.
Yeah, but that's the way we roll,
Ain't that the truth, huh?
Hey, what's on Smell-O-Vision, Tara? Let us know.
Great question, because I'm not even there, man. I'm in Fresno. That's how and why we started the show late. I was in Brute.
What are you doing in Fresno?
That's a great question, because this is where you played your first professional game.
That would be correct. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So
we have a golf tournament tomorrow for a buddy of mine, Jamie Clymer, and here to support him for that. And then we are going down to Huntington Beach to finish off the trip, stop by UCLA on Friday for a little practice session. And then this weekend, the Let Them Play boys are playing in a big national tournament out there in Huntington Beach. So a lot on the plate in the next few days.
There you go. There you go. Hey, speaking of your bride, it's been about a week, since we talked and all that. What was your take on the Scherzer deal the other day?
Very interesting, because basically what you said last week, Thrill, is what Ryan Dempster said. And Dempster actually came on and gave us a little demo of what happens. But he said when you wash by protocol, you're supposed to wash your hands off with rubbing alcohol. But what happens when you do that is it dries out the hand. Then at which point you add the rosin to it. And then if you add fresh sweat to it, that's when it really gets even stickier. So it was interesting to hear what you said last week, and which is basically if you have the rosin and the sweat, it's going to make it sticky and even stickier than it is. But Dempster's point was, it's like having an ice cream cone behind the mound. You're saying, well, you can have one lick, but you can't have the whole fucking cone.
Right.
Right.
Look, you're telling me I can't put no sticky stuff on there, but you're not telling me that I can't go to the rosin bag 400 times. Right. And you go to the rosin bag, and for Scherzer, because for everybody's knowledge, he sweats a lot. The more you go to the rosin, the more sweat you got, the stickier it's going to be. And, like you're talking about, unless you rub it off with, I don't know, whatever it might be, alcohol or whatever you're saying.
Yeah.
It's going to get sticky. So here's another one for you. All right. So some of our guys, Harry Spillman, Joel Youngblood, two of our pinch hitter galore guys, they used to screw with the bats. And so what they did was they would take the rosin bag and they'd like pound it on the baseball bat, right? And so you'd have your baseball bat and you'd have all of this rosin all over the place. And then they'd take a lighter and then they'd just light it and go by and just like heat up the rosin. And when you heated up the rosin, dude, it became like pine tar on there. It became real, real sticky. And so it's kind of that same thing. If you're sweating and the body heat and the rosin and all that, it's going to get sticky.
Yeah, Scherzer was talking about it becoming clumpy. And I didn't understand that. But then the more we've kind of looked into this or talked about this or whatever, that's just a byproduct of having the liquid and having the rosin and everything else. So the bottom line is he got fucked. There's no other way to put it.
No, you're right. You're right. And so here's another thing too. When we open it up and we start, doing the hitting and all that in the garage, I got pine tar and rosin in the garage. I'll give you guys the whole heads up 101. I'll give you the whole display.
Look at what did you exactly put on your bat? What was your typical, say, routine before you came up to bat?
So you guys have seen it before, but my bat is from here to here. So basically from the top of the handle, or my hands would be like right here. So top of my hands to the label. We couldn't go past the label unless you were, George Brett, but that's where all of the pine tar would be. So I'd load it up with pine tar, come over the top of rosin, put some more pine tar, put some more rosin, and then it got real sticky.
That's funny because, Jock Peterson buggy whipping a ball foul. He's got stupid pop, man.
Yeah,
he really does.
Yeah, he's got really good pop. His big thing though is he's actually, when he gets locked in, he's actually pretty selective.
99 splash hits, Peterson again. Taking a shot at the Bay. Look at it. I knew he was going to fucking hit in the bay. I knew it, dude. I thought it would be fair. But you can feel the synergy.
Paddle, boys. There goes our paddle, guys.
Oh, man. That's not McCovey Cove Dave, though. Who the fuck was that? Bush. He's a fake Dave. Yeah, Peterson's some kind of dialed right now. 196 average, career with 2 strikes.
All right, so they just threw him 2 straight pitches up and out over the plate. You got to make a better pitch on him. You got to go somewhere different. All right, trying to go down and away.
1-2 away.
What did they do? What did they do? Instead of throwing it down and away, throw it up and away. So,
dude, what kind of tape job is that on his bat? It looks like something a T-baller would do. Do you see it?
I can't see it. The screen's cutting me off.
Yeah, it's interesting. Good pitch. He looks dialed right now. When you're taking a pitch that easy and that early and just, you see it out of the hand, that's a good thing.
After you get a guy like him that has, like, turned on your best heater and stuff, he's like the perfect candidate to throw like a changeup.
2 balls, 2 strikes. There's a little curveball.
All right.
He wasted. Good pitch down in the zone.
Yeah, fouled it off. Gets him another pitch. That's a good thing.
I kind of like the Giants City Select jerseys. I don't know. I'm digging them. All right, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fastball up. So now we're full. 3-2. Runner at first. We got to move him, right? Get him rolling? Why not?
That's what I'm thinking. Get him up and rock and rolling.
It looks like there's 12 people in the stands in the ballpark.
I can tell you one thing. I love to hit when runners are running.
Full count. Buggy whipped. They're playing him at the wall. It still should be first to third because he was moving. That's fantastic. Yeah, Jock looks fucking dialed in, man.
Yeah, no, he was all over every fastball he threw right there.
And look how he's all over the dish.
And then once again, he missed with his spot. Look, he's trying to come in. He misses out over the plate right down the middle. He's lucky that ball didn't end up in the cove.
Very lucky. This is
we got Jason Donnelly's drinking some beers at the Nevada game. Must be nice up there that away today.
I think so. It's warm down here in the Central Valley. I'll tell you that. I got out. It is starting to be that time of year where I don't know what it actually was. It's gorgeous. In the Bay Area, it's been in the 70s and damn near.
Is Tara still in Tahoe? Of Truckee, rather?
Yeah, Tara's in Truckee. Tara, can we have the morning
cold?
weather?
It's still cold up there?
Yeah, it'll get cold at night. The kids just got done racing. The girls had races all weekend.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Where's your favorite spot to watch a game in a ballpark, Thrill?
Oh God, I tell you what, I've gotten real used to watching the games in those suite level, wandering around.
You just can't see shit though, right?
Yeah,
unless you're just watching on TV.
Yeah, no. I mean, put it this way. I mean, I always find a way to go watch the game. But if you had to give me my pick, I would say behind home plate, but not like directly behind the catcher, off to one side or the other. Oop, punched out, Yastrzemski.
That's a big punch out right there.
Yeah.
Here comes Nolan Arenado to lead off the second inning.
Yeah, right. So I like, so if the catcher's right here, I want to be like off to the side so I can see like, kind of home plate and where the ball came over, what height it was, and I can pretty much call a game from back there.
Why do you think Peterson's so hot and cold?
You know what? That's funny you said that. I keep thinking about that. And for me personally, it's because, lack of a better term, he swings out of his ass every time. He's not one of those cut down, you swing with 2 strikes kind of guy, and that's one of those things that, if you're going to remain hot all the time, you got to elongate some of your at bats. You can't just go boom, 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 and I'm out. You know, you got to find a way to go deep in the count.
And by the way, the Tampa Bay Rays' incredible home win streak finally comes to an end. They lost their 4th game of the year. They're now 20-4, but they had won 14 games in a row at the Trop.
Really?
Yeah.
That was a good deal.
That's a good gig, right? I mean,
Yeah,
the Trop sucks, though, man. You played at the Trop, didn't you?
Yeah, I know. I played when it was brand spanking new too, and man, they put that turf in, and every time you catch a ground ball, there's a goddamn rooster tail with all that.
The pellets.
Yeah, the crushed up tire or whatever they got. I mean, it was a rooster tail coming at you. It was, and then you throw the ball, you look down, your hand was black. All the baseballs turned black all the time. So it was an interesting place to play. Hey, we got Jason Donnelly is having the $2 Coors Light. Too bad old Battleborn Mike and I aren't there. We would be loving life if the mountains were blue.
So is Jason at the game right now? Yeah, it's a glorious
game.
$2. Is he at the Reno minor league game? That's where he's at.
I think he's at the University of Nevada game. So
look at Mike.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go, brother.
Anyway.
Oh, dude.
Anyway, so honest to God, you and I talk a lot, but you get Nolan Arenado up there. He literally made like one of the best.
Dude, Will Clark jersey right there.
Oh, look at him go! That's what I'm talking about. But
I mean, there's got to be like a rule on that. Every time you see a Will Clark jersey in the stands tonight, this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to pour myself a shot. I haven't even. I'm still drinking coffee. I just got here, this and that, but every time I see a Will Clark jersey, it's going to be a shot. So I'm going to pour myself one.
So I'm in the dugout. This is when I could still go into the dugout. And Arenado's playing for Colorado, and I forget who the hell it was, the left-handed hitter. And there was a man on third, less than 2 outs. He hit a pop-up down the left field line. Arenado takes off running, and he's looking back up over the top of his head. He lays out, I mean full layout, catches the ball, winds up on top of the tarp, and rolls over while he's still on top of the tarp, and from his ass throws an absolute pea rocket to home plate, and a runner at third cannot score. I was like, that was literally one of the best catches that I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of really good ones, and that one was because not only did he lay out, but he had the presence of mind to know, hey, a guy's on third, and let me get the ball back into home plate so he can't score.
And he hits a bullet up the middle here. Nice play by Brebbia. So if he's the opener, he's in here beyond 1 inning, which I wonder if he's going to try to go one time through the lineup and then they just mix it up. I do think there's something to that, though, bro. I guess you can't really say a bullet. I was just a little one hopper back at him.
Yeah, no, and then he got him off balance. He's leaning over.
Yeah. Here's Wilson Contreras, a 96 mile per hour two-seam fastball, the inside part of the plate. Brebbia's got good shit, man.
Yeah, he's got good stuff. His big thing is, he needs to have his location. If he's got his location, he can be tough, but he also makes a lot of mistakes at times.
Tonight's show brought to you by Don Julio 1942 Primavera. There's another bullet up the middle.
Yeah.
They do their best to shift. They couldn't complete it because they can't go on the other side of the bag. You feel like if they could go on the other side of the bag, they would have. There's Gabe Kapler, my wife's favorite manager.
Are you serious or are you being facetious?
I think facetious would be the appropriate word in this situation.
There's a good way to look at it.
So
Don Julio.
yeah,
I got
it's a
all my
1942
little,
Primavera. And my buddy Chad, he's a tequila connoisseur. I've got me into the nice bottles, and instead of shooting this out of respect because I poured it, I didn't realize it was this like real fancy shit, man. So I'm not going to shoot. I'm gonna sip it instead.
I like the little glitter thing you got on the bottom of the glass. Nice.
Isn't that cute?
You are cute. You're a cutie.
So, I mean, I'm trying to figure out. Let's see, where are we? What's happening? Are they going to the bullpen?
Yeah, they just went to the bullpen.
So this is it, right?
Yeah. So here comes Mania. So he basically left him in there until first person got on and sayonara.
What are your thoughts on that? I really struggle. So I tried it the other day, Thrill. We were in the championship game. With all due respect, we're by far the better team. And
Right, you said that.
Yeah, but so we get to the championship game, and we're up 9-4. It was just kind of, we had our Mr. Reliable Mason in, and we wanted to make a move. We have another kid that throws a lot harder, and the whole idea of last week is to get ready for Huntington Beach. So we put him in, and he wasn't bad. He just gave up a bunch of ground balls, that CNI ground balls, a couple balls that our infielders kicked. And, dude, we blinked, and it was fucking 9-9. Like, it was just like that. So then we went and got this other kid, kind of more reliable with the command and everything. We kicked another ball. We fell behind. Then we felt that we're down 14-9. Then we came back. We made it 14-13. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, you know, when you're in a situation like that, and don't get me wrong, I still wanted to pitch that one kid because he has a shit ton of potential. When you're in a situation like that, the guy gave up one hit, right? Brebbia been throwing the ball great. Do you let him just roll through, or is because I predetermined the fact that he was going to get to this lefty, and then we were going to go to him right here, no matter what happened?
I would have to say, you know, as soon as they got the lefty up there, he was out. So that's kind of where I was thinking. So, hey, by the way, I told Jonathan about the gas station attendant, you know, shirt and the gas, you know, the air pressure and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Now he's giving me grief about wearing the freaking. I got to wear the gas station attendant shirt to a game pretty soon for Trey.
Dude, that gas station attendant shirt's badass. We just need to get you. We didn't put Will up here above the pocket. Where's my wife? Hey, honey, we got to get Ann on that.
Yeah.
If we're gonna do gas station attendant shirts, I had a fucking patch that said Eric when I worked at Chevron.
Hey, we gotta get a get a sign going. You want leaded or you want unleaded?
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
Want ethanol or no ethanol?
Dylan Carlson is the hitter now for St. Louis. Carlson, let's click on him. Find out a little bit more how his year is going. 205, 0 homers, 3 runs driven in. Carlson is from Elk Grove.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Elk Grove High School.
One thing Manea has done, he's come in, he's throwing strikes, but Drews, he's left 3, I mean, right out over the dish. You better get that thing on the corners a little bit.
0 balls, 2 strikes to the local kid. I'm sure enjoying playing in San Francisco. Changeup. See ya.
There we go. If you can't get the fastball down, go with the changeup. So, hey, while I go to break, I'm going to go read Annie. I shall return.
Yeah, go for it. So, earlier today, I find my phone here. I just couldn't believe it. I mean, this was one of those things, and I don't mean to come on here, and I don't want to bitch and complain and be one of those Debbie Downer guys. And I'm not a Debbie Downer. I actually enjoy the process of all of this. But the Pittsburgh Pirates 7-2 lead, blowing that made me want to throw up in my mouth. And then to see that backed up with a 6-0 lead that the Rangers blew, holy jeez. Just goes to show you. Oh, by the way, the over is the play here in Anaheim. And it's 4-1 right now, Angels already. And the A's, they won their 4th game of the year last night. 11-10. Biscuit and I were listening to that on the way home from the Canyon Inn. And let's give the Canyon Inn some love, too, by the way. Just an awesome spot. Some old photos of Joe Montana and Ronnie Lott and Roger Craig. There's a documentary that was actually done on it. It's a burger joint in Redwood City. So it'd be interesting to see if Thrill. Have you ever been to the Canyon Inn? You must have heard about the Canyon Inn back in the day.
I heard about it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just have a feeling that Tim, and it's tough to tell now because he's a lot older and, I'm sure times have changed a little bit. I just feel like they have all these pictures of the Niners and Eddie DeBartolo and just these cool shit everywhere. For whatever reason, when I walk in there, I feel like if the Ghosts and the Legends came out, the whole place is like, and I walked there and I'm like, okay, let me rewind to 1982 Canyon Inn, and I walk inside, and all I expect to see is like strippers, hookers, bags of cocaine. And the 49ers raging like just the fucking party animals they were, man.
Hey, so I gotta tell you one. So Mike Murphy, a lot of times, we talk about it. I'd take him out to lunch all the time. Ooh, nice play.
Yeah, Goldschmidt's got to pick that though. Watch this. Watch this real here.
Yeah,
it came out.
That wasn't that tough of a pick right there.
No.
So,
go ahead, Mike Murphy.
So Murph and I, he says, I'm going to take you somewhere new, and he took me across the street from Old Seal Stadium. Old Seal Stadium is now a Safeway, and there was a place across the street, a little bar restaurant thing. It was called a Double Play Inn. And, dude, you walk in there and you took a step back in time. I mean, it's all pictures of Mays, McCovey, DiMaggio, Williams. I mean, on and on and on. And there's all kinds of memorabilia in there. There's like gloves from like the 40s and 30s. And, I mean, there's gloves hanging from the rafters and all that. It's really, really cool if you're, a baseball aficionado. And so I was fortunate enough to last year take Trey in there. And Murph and I took Trey in there. We had lunch, and Trey was able to walk around and, see all of the memorabilia and even put a glove on and stuff like that. And I'll be damned if this past winter the place didn't burn down.
No.
Yep. Swear to God.
Seriously?
All of that memorabilia, all of that stuff gone. So it was kind of a bad one, in my book, because I mean you're not going to find some of those gloves like that ever again and stuff. And then
the Double Play Bar and Grill, that sucks, dude.
Yep. But anyway,
here's Blake Sable. What do we know about Blake Sable?
Blake Sable had a wonderful spring training, made the team because of the spring training that he had. And has gotten off to a little bit of a rough start. He's left-handed hitter, got a lot of power. And this is his first tour of duty in the major leagues. He's been a minor leaguer up until this year.
I like his stance, approach from his knees. How'd that work out, you fuckface? Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Get off your knees. And this is why we never take our eye off the fucking baseball. Thank you.
Thank you.
He made it. Congratulations. Good job recovering, but this is why we never take our eye off the baseball, Thrill. As soon as that thing's bobbled, we're gone. He hesitated and went. He's lucky it wasn't a good throw.
Yeah, but still, even so,
Watch this.
They didn't really
knees.
get after it.
Oh, what a stupid ass throw! It was Contreras.
Yeah. And then here's another thing too. That's why this is exactly why we have talked about it, is throwing from the knees. When you get down there on your knees and you don't have your base up onto you to get up and throw, first off, your accuracy is going to be off. Second off, your velocity is going to be off because you don't have your legs up onto you.
What the fuck is going on with the Cardinals?
God, they're throwing it around. It looks like a bunch of little leaguers.
It really does. This is unbelievable. Goldschmidt doesn't pick Edmonds' ball earlier. Contreras, from his knees when he didn't have to, throws it on into center field. The center fielder bobbles it. And then he has a shit throw home. And then now Edmund again, the Stanford kid, goes ahead and airmails Goldschmidt, and the Giants are taking advantage of some stupid-ass Cardinal mistakes.
Yep.
This is unbelievable. You don't see this very often at the big league level, Thrill.
No, you don't.
Can you think of a time or two in your career where you dealt with something like this, or had to watch something like this, or maybe played against something like this?
Yeah, there's been a few games. There's been a few games where shit didn't go right, and call timeout, go out to the mound, and I tell the pitcher, I'm like, look, we're trying. It's just not our day out here, that kind of shit. And hey, look, if he's a good teammate, he'll buy in. He'll say, that's okay, I'm gonna get you another ground ball, something like that. But if he's a dick, then you'll get up with him later on.
We had our best infielder at second base the other day, and when the game was tied, there was a routine ground ball with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Routine. I mean, this thing couldn't be any more routine on turf, and just pulled up early between the legs. So we don't do that like that. We're really good because we play great defense.
Yeah.
So that was one of many things that obviously didn't go our way. But like I told him after the game, I'm like, dude, if there's one guy I want the ball getting hit to, it's you. And the next time when we're in that situation, if there's one guy I want the ball getting hit to, it's going to be you again. So, make sure you learn from that and onward and upward. I mean, Tommy Edmonds typically a pretty steady fielder.
Yeah, no, and then there was a lot of times, believe it or not, and I mean, it happens to everybody, and you feel shitty as all get out. You just, you got a ball coming to you, and it's going to kind of eat you up, and you just try to do the best you can, and shit happens. It just didn't work out, right? And so you get an error. And the first thing that I would do, not only to kind of fire myself up, but then to fire the pitcher up, was I would say, hey, great pitch, nice job, give me another ground ball. I'm going to make the fucking play this time.
Yeah.
And, that would get him fired up. Hey, look, yeah, it ate him up. He made an error. He feels bad, but he's at least saying, hey, give me another ground ball. I'm going to do it right this time. And a lot of that right there, pitchers would come up to me after the game and they were like, dude, nobody's ever told me that before. That fired me up right there. I was going to get you another ground ball, and that's how you get to be, not only a good teammate, but that's how deep down inside you feel like shit, all right, because you made an error. You feel like shit, but then you got to turn it around. You got to want the next ground ball hit to you. Otherwise, you're playing scared the whole time.
So the Cardinals are 9-14. The chat's firing away. Battleborn's getting into it. Rodolfo's getting into it. They lost Pujols. They lost Molina. You're dealing with a good group, but check this out. Here's the interesting thing about these guys. Paul Goldschmidt is not a vocal leader. Nolan Arenado, by all accounts, is not a vocal leader.
Okay.
These guys want to show up at the ballpark, get their work done, and mix in, and they're going to lead by example in the way they play the game. But Molina, number one, he looked like a guy that was just the bridge between the Latin players and the American players and the front office and the coaching staff. That's huge. Now, I don't know if they expected that in Contreras or not, and I don't even know Contreras very well. I haven't heard much about his personality. I know that that throw from catcher was a fucking terrible decision from his knees. But I'm sure they probably try to bring him in to help with that. But then you have like young guys like Edman and Carlson, Donovan. Like these guys aren't fucking leaders, man. They're not there yet.
And so to answer your question, I mean, you got guys like Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt's coming off an MVP caliber year. Arenado's a stud every year. Those are the guys that you got to look to. So when you do lose a Pujols and when you do lose whoever it might be, Molina, you need somebody to step up, and it should be the guys who are your perennial studs.
Yeah, I think some teams struggle with that though, because their studs
I get it.
They're not that guy. So look at Tommy Edman though; he's got some nice numbers. Holy shit! I mean, look at this little guy. How can you not root for him? I mean, this is almost like Jose Altuve-esque. He looks like he's 5'3", $135. He looks like he should be doing ultra marathons, not playing shortstop in the big leagues. A deep drive to center field. Get up, get out. See ya! Holy fuck balls! What a call!
What a call! What a call! That's his fourth homer of the year, by the way.
Yeah, he's raking, man. He just tossed away the first run for the St. Louis Cardinals, basically, as a changeup down in the zone. He stays on it. He stays through it. And Tommy Edman, all 5'1" of them, hits one into the marijuana garden.
It says 5'10", 180, by the way. I don't know about
whatever.
5'10", but we'll give it to him.
He looks fucking tiny, though, doesn't he, compared to all these giants out there?
Hey, look, he's a Bay Area guy. I mean, Stanford.
Yeah. Lars Nootbaar, I used to call his games at USC. He had an inside-the-park game-winning homer against UCLA at Dodger Stadium. Yeah.
This guy right here, he owned freaking Tim Lincecum, and it was kind of real easy to see because, he hit like 4 or 5 homers in a row. They taking Manaea out? Who's coming in now?
This is truly a bullpen game. It's not an opener game. Save that shit.
Bingo, I told you going in there. It's like, oh my God. So anyway, so he's just wearing freaking Lincecum out. So I go up to Tim in the clubhouse and I go, dude, I said, you got to stop throwing him split fingers. And he goes, why? I go, he's sitting on them. He goes, well, I just made some mistakes with it. I go, no. It's how he takes your fastball. He ain't even looking for your fastball. He's taking the fastball like, okay, throw a split finger. And he hit, what was it, like 5 homers off of him in the first, 6 times he faced him or something.
I remember this.
Like that,
Yeah.
And I told Tim, I said, he's sitting on your freaking split finger. I said, stop throwing it to him. And what does he do? Fucking flips up another one. Whammo.
Oh.
Well, never mind. That's why I'm a hitter and you're a pitcher.
Yeah. Hey, any word from Tim Lincecum? Where is he these days?
The one thing I know about Tim Lincecum is his wife passed away.
What?
She was living in Burlingame, so I guess he's got to be living down there in Burlingame somewhere. And she passed away. So
seriously?
Yeah, that happened. It wasn't last year; it was the year before.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Yep. She was a She was a teacher down there in Burlingame. That's how I found out. It made the news because when I was in town, she was a teacher, and it said local teacher dies, and it was wife of Tim Lincecum.
Linda's saying the high heels that Cap wears snort. And then
the high heels.
Battleboard says exactly, Linda. Fuck him.
You guys are funny.
And then Rodolfo, to pile on, he says, I think his brother also passed a few years back. Holy shit, man.
Oh, man. I didn't know all of that, Rodolfo.
Ah.
I tell you what, to be totally honest, and they, who we got here? We got Junis on the mound now?
Yeah, it's Junis.
Is that Junis?
Yep. Junis, a little hanging something. Go ahead.
So I get it. You're close to your parents and all that sort of stuff, but Timmy was big, on his dad coaching him, and Dave Righetti would have a beer with me every now and then, and Rags would be like, Jesus Christ, he said, I got to coach the kid. He said, but then I got to coach the dad too, because the dad just keeps getting in his brain all the time. And if Tim would have switched up his mechanics a little bit, I think he'd have had a little bit more longevity. But just the way that he threw and the torque that he had, that's a hanging breaking ball.
So it's a hanging slider. Paul Goldschmidt doesn't give a shit if he's facing Minaya or some.
Yeah, no. That's the old don't throw it there. You lucky that would stay in the ballpark.
I mean,
that is literally center cut, middle in. That's what big league hitters dream about, and you just left it to him on a platter.
Here's Nolan Gorman. Nolan, just 22 years old. So he went to O'Connor High School in Phoenix, which was right down the street from where my house was when I played for the Diamondbacks. And it was it was a brand new high school when I was playing there. So I got to imagine this guy right here was a big Eric Burns fan.
Well, and not only that, he was first round draft pick. He was a number 19 pick in 2018. So he was definitely an Eric Burns fan.
2-0 pitch, a little slider from Junis.
That's also, normally where that pitch was right there, down and into a lefty, that's in the danger zone. You can't really throw too many sliders down in there.
That ball's smoked.
That one right there is same pitch, just up a little higher.
He loves
it. Messing around with breaking stuff down and into a lefty. You better get it down there. You better if you leave it out over the plate and you leave it thigh high, it goes a long way to a lefty.
Fastball, two seam, 95 away. Third baseman coming over. Left fielder taking charge. Good job, Lamont Wade Jr. They call late night. He's just about waking up right now, getting ready for the game. All right. So 1-1.
So get back to what we were talking about. I think that if Lincecum switched up his mechanics a little bit earlier in his career, I think he'd have had more longevity. But he stuck with the same mechanics. He just blew out.
Well, dude, I know what I wanted to bring up to you because this just happened this week between the last time you and I were on. Madison Bumgarner released by the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah. About that suck up $34 million or $35 million or whatever it is, Yeah,
I could honestly say he probably doesn't give a fuck. But
no.
At the same time, the only question is I could see him do two things. I could see him disappear and we don't hear from him again, or I could see him grind his way back and figure out a way to become effective. I think at this point, there's a velocity issue where he's going to have to build his arm strength back up. He has, I heard a crazy stat, Thrill. He has 2,400 innings pitch. And Jacob deGrom, who's the same age, has 1,300 innings pitch.
Oh, God.
Dude, your arm only has so many innings.
Yeah, I mean, you only got so many bullets in there, but the big thing about Bum was, when he needed to be the man, he was the man.
Oh,
And
fuck yeah.
and he got us how many World Series titles there? So I mean, hey, look, he did it. He did it, and he put rings on everybody's fingers, so it's fine with me.
If the Giants were to bring back a mascot, like who would you give the edge to, the crab or the seal? Do they still have Lucille running around?
The crab, man, he had his ass handed to him. Every time the crab came out there, somebody's throwing shit at him and, water and whatever else they were chunking at him. The crab was not well liked. Lucille is well liked.
Dude, bring back the crab, man. What the fuck? Like, why's everyone got a problem with the crab? I like the crab. I mean, I don't like crabs. Never had crabs.
I was just getting ready to say, back in the day, you would not like crabs. And then that's like we always we said, hey, bend over, take that penicillin in the ass. You're good.
I remember, and I'm serious. This is when I first learned about crabs. My parents were supposed to go on like a vacation or do something with his family. Maybe it was just go over to their house. And she's like, my mom's like, no, we can't go over there. We're not good. It got canceled. I said, why? She said, well, they're sick. I'm like, what do you mean they're sick? Like, what do they got? Like, what's going on? They okay? She goes, well, they have crabs. And I said, what? What the fuck is crabs? Like, what does that mean?
How did we get off on this subject?
Dude. So here I am. I'm probably 11 years old. And she told me, look at the crab emoji floating across the screen.
Go ahead, Rodolfo. Nice job.
She told me what it was. And it was an eye-opening moment for a young boy about to become a man.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, look, we had that shit back in the day where, grade school, everybody got sent home one day because of lice. And I was like, what the shit normal. Is this? And I had to go ask my mom, what's lice? And so she had to describe that one to me.
This umpire is doing a really good job. Yeah, we bash on him all the time. Let's give him some love. I'm gonna figure out who.
There you go. There you go.
Right.
Oh, so Luker jumps on there and he says, Mad Bum in Arizona was 15-32 with a 5.23. But this year he was 0 whatever he was with a 10, and he had given up something stupid like, I don't know, 8 or 10 homers already. And so, I mean, I don't think, I hadn't seen him throw in a few years, but the last time I saw him throw, he wasn't nowhere near touching 88. So
here's Jock.
Like you said, I don't know if he lost the bullets in the gun or what, and what are you going to do? You're going to go home and be paid, 30 something more million, or you want to strap it back on? So I don't know. We'll see.
So here's Jock Peterson, the first inning. They're saying, if I'm not mistaken, it's at 116 miles per hour. And look at this guy. A nice grab. Oh, and look at his chick. She loves it. She's like, oh, my God, I was thinking about sleeping with you. I wasn't quite sure. Now I'm going to fuck you for sure. Ha! That's exactly what was going on, right?
Oh, shit.
Oh, so no go on there in the check swing. Peterson, 1 ball, 2 strikes. You got Woodford, 57 pitches in the bottom of the third slot. The breaking ball down and in. Nice.
That one, he was real lucky that ball didn't get elevated.
He's just lucky.
That's the one I was telling you about. Yeah. That's the one I was telling you about. Down into a lefty. That one gets whacked pretty good.
All right. Well, it's at 7:39, 8:39 your, or no, 10:39, 9:39 your time.
9:39.
Well, let's give it one more half inning. Is that cool?
Yeah, I'm good. I ain't got nowhere to go.
All right. Linda talking about mice or mammals. Oh, geez.
mice or mammals?
I don't know, man. Our crowd mice. I don't know if she's talking about crabs.
You see, that's what happens. You go off on a tangent about crabs, and now they start bringing mice and mammals into it.
Let's go back to the umpire for a night, Skip, because I want to see. You're the type of guy that would remember an umpire. How often did you think about, like, all right, there's Joe West behind the plate, I'm going to open up my zone? Or at least I better
back in the day, you had to do that. There were some guys back in the day, dude. Ooh. If you didn't open up that zone, you were going to have an offer pretty damn quick.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but these modern day hitters think that hitting is so difficult now that everyone throws 100 and they all elevate fastballs and they have a new nasty pitch called the sweeper and the splits and the forkballs and all these whatever. Like, dude, first of all, the sweeper's been around for fucking 150 years. It's called a slurve, okay?
That's
it's
right.
Not
That's right.
I mean, I don't know. What are we trying to reinvent here?
Yeah, and then this Shuto ball or whatever. Fernando Valenzuela threw the shit out of it. It's called a screwball.
Screwball. You turn it over.
That's what we wound up getting into is everybody wants to make their own little, dealy-mabob, so they got to name it something different. Dude, there's only so many things you can do with a baseball, all right? And the baseball it goes this way, it goes that way, it goes this way, and it's been called this thing for 150 years. So guess what? You're not reinventing the wheel here, meatheads.
I'll make the argument that in the 80s, shit moved more. Not even playing the 80s, but in the 80s, shit moved more than I've ever seen.
Oh shit, yeah.
Right?
Shit, yeah.
Everything was moving more. Like, I don't look back at the 80s and I don't think to myself that, oh man, that was a nasty 100-mile-per-hour fastball other than Nolan Ryan or something. But I look at the pitches of the 80s, I'm like, what the fuck was that, dude?
Well, and then here's the thing. I mean, I'm gonna have to get you. There she is.
She FaceTimed me. She obviously wasn't watching the show, dude.
She's on frickin' Smell-O-Vision. There she is. Miss California to you, ladies and gentlemen. The former Miss California, otherwise known as
she was.
Eric's better half.
Better half's a good way to put it. But yeah, go ahead. So,
but anyway, so look, we had to open up the plate because of the umpire behind there. All right.
Yes.
So you had to do a better job of hitting. And we've talked about this. You had to move around in the batter's box. You had to work off the plate. You couldn't just concentrate on the ball out over the plate. You had to work off the corners. And so anyway, that's what we did. And, for you coming in a little bit later, they had started to tighten it up a little bit. And, nowadays, and this is the argument that I had with Crawford. Crawford said, I couldn't hit in today's game. I said, whoa. I said, I could hit in today's game. I said, because guess what? You see that fucking white box that's on TV? I said, every pitch has to come in that little white box. I said, you couldn't hit back in my day. I said, because it would be 8 inches off of that box and they'd be calling it a strike.
Yep. That's the truth. And the thing about it, and you're right, because it was my day. Because by the time it was like 2002, they had Quest Tech, which was the original technology that they implemented at all the ballparks. And then they would give the umpires ratings. And so they would hand them the ratings thing after. And it was a big deal because word started leaking of who the best and worst umpires were. And the ones who were bad would just apparently not even look at the fucking report. And then that's when they had
so here's
they had a lot of umpires shit canned.
Yeah, no. And so here's one. And so let's see, Nora just came on there and she said, you got any Angel on Hernandez stories? I'm like, yeah. So Angel's behind the dish, right? And he calls some bullshit call. And I I'm always never gonna show up an umpire. And I go, Angel, I said, is that as far as he can go out there? And he goes, yeah. And the next pitch is about 6 more inches off the plate, and he fucking rings me up. And I turned around to him. I go, Angel, I go, you just told me that was as far as he could go out there. He goes, well, that ball moved on me with there, Will. And I go, okay, all right. So I didn't say anything. I fucking took the strikeout, went back to the bench. Later that night, I saw freaking Angel Hernandez. He's out with, I don't know whether it was the rest of the umpiring crew or some of his partners or whatever. And so I watched him, and he had like 2 or 3 beers. And so I got the waitress over, and I'm like, hey, I want to pay for those guys' beers over there. And so she said, hey, look, that guy over there wants to pay for your beers. And Angel looked right at me. So I got up and I walked over there, and I go, hey, man. I said, I'll see you at the ballpark tomorrow. He goes, you're not going to say anything else to me? I go, no. I said, I'll see you at the ballpark tomorrow. Have a good one. He goes, man, thanks so much for the beers. I was like, all right, no problem. The rest of my career, every time I had Angel Hernandez behind home plate, my strike zone was fucking that big right there. All because of $20 worth of beer. There you go.
As much as I love this story, that's also the reason why he was so dog shit.
Well,
because he was the guy that would hold grudges. He would hold grudges. And then at the same, now that said, you're a fucking idiot if you don't play the game. And I mean play the game like do what you did. Boom. You have to.
Boom, you gotta because you know why? I don't know if the next time I have him behind the plate, if it ain't the playoffs. So how the hell am I gonna bash the shit out of him or buy him a few fucking beers and maybe next time it's in the playoffs and freaking I get a strike or two here and there. And that's the game, man. That was the game back in the day. Now that's not the game because they all got the little freaking box on the TV and it all goes through the box.
So here is the problem. It's basically, even now though with the box, there's still going to be X amount of pitches a game. Let's call them 10 to 15 that are the borderlines. You could go either way. They're like 50-50 or flipping a coin, right? There's not too many of them. But maybe there's 10 of them a game. So if I'm a coach, which I am, in the travel ball world where you won't believe some of the shit that I've seen called. It's atrocious. But I've learned that if I bitch about it, it's not going to do anything. And then if you continue to bitch about it, it's not going to do anything. And so... Dude, I'm watching this the other day with the opposing team, and they bitch about every call, every fucking strike. And so it's literally in one ear and out the other. And if anything, if it's that close, remember this, a lot of umpires get into this position because they like power. It's like a police officer. And if they have that opportunity to enforce their power, they're going to fucking enforce it. So by you being a dick or complaining about shit, it's not going to happen.
I had some guys that flat out told me, because Murph would come up to me like, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes before the game, and he'd be like, hey, the umpires wants this signed. And I go, I'll sign it after the game. He's like, okay. And so I'd go out there, and the umpire would fucking ring me up, on some pitches, and he goes, you should have signed those balls. And I said, I was going to sign them after the game. Now you're not going to get them signed, motherfucker. That was first off. And then another thing, too. Oh, shit. So here's another thing. This is another one that you and I were talking about, all right? So we got Taylor Rogers in right here, all right? And you and I have talked about his brother, Tyler, and how, being a sinker baller, he ought to throw the ball down in the zone. Right? Yeah. The other day, I'm sitting there, I'm watching the game. Here's Tyler, and they call 3 up. And I go, no. He didn't even get the ball out of his hands. Out of the ballpark it went.
Was it a change up?
No, 3, slider up.
Oh, slider.
They wanted that slider up, like going away from the guy.
Yeah, let's hang a slider, see how that works, you stupid.
Exactly. And he threw the ball, instead of getting it away from him, he threw the ball out over the plate, and the fucker got whacked. And that's what I keep shaking my head. I'm like, here's a sinker baller that's throwing from freaking down here. It's like, why would I ever call anything up? I don't want anything up. If he is going to throw a ball, I want it from the thighs down. I want everything he throws staying in this ballpark, and I want it on the ground and everybody chasing it around. I don't know where this game has gone, why we calling these pitches we're calling.
Because they're trying to clip the top of the zone.
Yeah, they're trying to clip the top of the zone. You don't do that on a submariner who's throwing 82, 84.
No.
You don't do that.
I wouldn't do that with anybody. I'm not throwing a breaking ball up in the zone. That's called a hanger. And it gets deposited into outfield seats more often than not.
Well, and then here's another thing. This is what people do not understand. And I have explained it till I'm fucking blue in my face. When you throw from down here, the ball goes boom, and the bottom falls out of it when you get to it.
Yeah.
When you throw it from down here and you throw a breaking ball or a slider, it goes and it stays on that same plane. But as soon as I see it, it's on that same plane. Whack.
Dude, even as a right-hander, I didn't mind facing that slider from down here. You see it early, you spin it and slow, and if it's a good one, you might do a little this, but if it's a bad one, it doesn't have the same break, it turns into a spinner that stays out over the middle of the plate. Well, look at this. Yastrzemski thrill just hit a nuke. Not a base shot, 396, exit velo 104. Good on Yaz, struck out his first at bat.
He jumped on first pitch curveball. He must have learned something.
Here we go. First pitch hanger.
Boom.
We were just talking about this shit.
We're just talking about up in the zone and how flat they stay. Look, that one gets deposited. Thank you.
Holy fuck balls, man. We were just talking about that.
We're just talking about breaking balls up and how they stay flat.
That'd be real interesting to see where they actually try to throw that, if they try to clip the top of the zone with that one. Or he was down or what?
I just wanted to see the pitch. I didn't set up on the catcher. But I mean, you can't.
Neither did I.
No way you can call that pitch and be up in the zone. You got to be down in the zone.
Every now and again, you're going to get away with the backup slider, the backup breaking ball, the one that doesn't break, that might clip a top. Like, every now and again, you're going to get away with it. And the terminology that I like to use is that the pitch was so bad it's good.
So for everybody in the audience, and you've probably heard me say this probably more than on one occasion, we call them cement mixers, because when you throw a breaking ball and you like really get on top of it, it's going to bite. And when you don't get on top of it and you get off on the side of it, it just spins. And it looks literally like you're driving behind a cement mixer, and the cement mixer just spinning, and it don't go nowhere. That's the same thing. And so when you see a cement mixer in the major leagues, you better not miss it, because it ain't going nowhere.
So look at this captain right here. He's standing on top of his pirate ship. There's a couple of really old people in the front of the boat that are fucking working their asses off. You got to appreciate that. Brandon Crawford, 161 on the year. Whoa.
Yeah, not a good start for the Crawford, man.
What's he doing? He looks very stiff. Like,
you know what? I was getting some videos of him early on in spring training, but they haven't sent me any videos of him lately.
Well, they should.
One thing that I found out about Yastrzemski, and I told them was watch, EB. So look, so Yastrzemski was up here like this last year, and then what he would do is he would like duck his head in there and he dropped that shoulder. And
Yeah.
so he was up underneath everything. Now he's not doing that near as much.
Here's Blake Sable. He kind of looks like Clark Kent, doesn't he?
He's a big, strong fella. I think
Superman?
he's like 6'2", 6'3".
A donkey. But he's got the glasses on. He's very unassuming.
So here he is, 2-0. All right. So I am set up on a fastball away right here. I'm trying to whack this into left center.
Oh, there it is.
Wham.
I mean, it looked like he had the approach too.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like he had the right idea. All right. So now 2-1. He's got a real good pass on a break ball. A fastball away, sinker away, whatever. So I'm expecting something out the ordinary here. So they're gonna try to change it up.
Are there any elderly?
Is that a breaking ball right there?
Breaking ball.
Yep.
Real quick, are there any elderly abuse laws when it comes to labor? It looks like this guy running the pirate ship. I mean, these two right here are a day under 80, bro. And they're fucking pumping.
We're dealing with abuse laws. They probably paid to go row this freaking boat.
The beautiful world we live in. All right, 2 balls, 2 strikes, Thrill.
Come on now. Oh.
Breaking ball hung up in the zone. Look, they're now calling it the sweeper. It's called a fucking slurve, people. Jeez.
Hey, look. I got it on. It's on the game day here, too. It says sweeper.
Oh,
Hey, yeah, how about calling it a freaking breaking ball, which is what we've called it for 800 years? Oh, God. How do you take
how do you take that? I could not live with myself.
Oh, my.
How can you take that?
I mean, that right there, all right, ladies and gentlemen who are in the Snapchat, all right, that is what is known as not battling for an at-bat, all right? If you can take that one right there with 2 strikes, that means you're not in it mentally. You're not wanting to grind. You're not trying to foul a ball off to get a better pitch because it don't get much better than that from the left side. That's middle of the plate, down thigh high. Those balls right there from a good major league hitter get hammered. Hammered.
You could not ask for a better pitch to hit.
I mean, you can diagram what a lefty is looking for. He should be looking for that pitch right there.
All right. The home plate umpire tonight, by the way, is Jeremy Rehak. Rehak. Jeremy, Jeremie. That's Jeremy, right? I mean, they used to spell Jeremy with a Y. Jeremy Rehak. He's done a fucking fantastic job. Give him some love.
Yay!
Yeah, Jeremy.
Good job, Jeremy.
Yeah, I mean, we shit on these umpires all the time, man. And I haven't seen him miss a call all night. He's been spot on.
I gotta tell you this right now. I mean, and I've been watching pretty close, since they've implemented, this box and all that bullshit, the umpiring level has kind of gone up. I mean, it's actually much better. And because, I mean, these guys get graded all the time and they probably hear their grade and all that. But there's not as much what you and I were talking about, partisanship, where, they'd call one 6 inches off because, Greg Maddux is on the mound. You know what I'm saying?
Hi, guys.
I do know what you're saying, and here he is.
Look at who's on the chat room.
Battleborn.
Cheers, brother.
Oh, and Luker.
What's up,
Steven.
Luke?
Hey, Luke. Sorry, I didn't have the answer on that. Hey, I didn't have the answer on that Frank Williams thing. That was not me. I wasn't involved in that.
So this is that 30 for 30. I was saying earlier in the chat, a short story about that crab mascot Eric was all obsessed with. This is a 30 for 30 they have about it.
Yep, the crab got the shit beat out of him.
He's only obsessed with it because it was in his pubes.
Nah.
Oh, fuck. It was in your beard, Battleborn. What the fuck are you talking about?
Nothing not glorious is ever in his beard.
Glorious.
That's one way to put it, dude.
Why do we get Luker and Battleborn on here all the time? Nothing wrong with you guys. I love you guys. But like Nora and Linda never ever like.
Bro, they ain't knocking,
What's
man.
your
What do you want me to
problem,
do?
man?
Hey, Linda is cool as shit.
Nora
Linda's a
and Linda,
badass.
y'all need to click on. God damn it!
Come
Stop
on,
it.
Linda. Come on. Let's go, Linda. Linda
Hey,
makes me laugh.
The three games I
sent
have.
you guys a freaking care package. Y'all need to click on.
Yeah, Linda, come on.
There's
Oh,
Rodolfo, though.
Rodolfo.
There's some more dick for you, dude.
What's the W? Rodolfo?
What's up, buddy?
It's Woodside High School.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Here's Rodolfo.
How's it going, Big Mike? I coached them a little bit after a few years back, and I went to go. A former player's coaching them now, so he got me a hat. So I thought I'd represent.
Nice,
Hey.
nice.
Bend the fucking bill.
Yeah,
No,
keep
that,
bro.
Bernsey, Linda said
Yeah, right.
knocked and you won't let her in.
Dude, I just started letting people in. Jeez. Here's Linda.
Ray Heck is 452 for 474 with calling strikes, so a 95.3%.
Look at you. Look at you go, Luke.
As
You're
I'm
all
using
over
this-
this shit.
How does
Because
how does he rank? Is that tonight? Hello, Linda.
That's overall this season.
Linda.
Look at you.
Linda.
Hello.
Linda, you're fun. You're funny as shit, Linda. Honestly,
Oh,
like you need to be a writer
Agree.
if you're
Oh
not.
my gosh.
So
No,
the way I check
I
the
just-
umpires' ratings is this Twitter page, the umpires scorecard, and it scores them, and you can look on Twitter, and it tells you their accuracy, the favor, and everything, and like impatientable missed calls, and it kind of explains what was the missed call.
All right, Linda, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
Fantastic. What's on the agenda? Are you enjoying the show? Do you have any free flowing thoughts for us here at Deuces Wild?
No, I don't. That's why I don't.
Yes,
really
you do. Stop it. You have some.
It's not.
That's so
It's not.
bullshit.
Bring it on. Come on, Linda.
No, I think the only thing I was, curious about is is it gonna ever be a possibility to get rid of umpires behind the plate, or do you even want that? Would you want
No,
that?
you
as a
don't.
player?
You don't want it. I mean, Eric and I have kind of talked about this a little bit. We've touched up on it, but I mean, you got to have the human element in the game, and they're experimenting right now. Okay, so they're experimenting with all this bullshit rules that they've implemented already, but
Right.
they're experimenting right now with like in the lower A-ball leagues, and I think it's the ones on the Atlantic coast where the umpire has a buzzer in his ear, and if it goes they're doing the chart like the little box that's on the screen, and if it comes through the box, the umpire gets a buzz like this, and he goes strike, and if it doesn't buzz, then he goes ball, and so they're kind of trying to implement that as well, but you're kind of doing away with the human element. So I mean,
Okay, Thrill, I have a question for you though, because I've been a big champion of the automated strike zone for a long time. I believe it or not, I think I've been so far on that side. It's kind of like someone who on politics, like if you're so far on one side, eventually you're going to go back towards the other just because.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Battleborn. Never mind. I fucking completely take that back. So that all said, there's something that I kind of like that I saw recently. I've always been 100% fully automated. Yeah, whatever. They have a challenge system now, and you can challenge a certain amount of calls through the course of the game. But
I like that.
I will tell you this. The rule should be, and at least if I was coaching the team, this would be the rule anyway. I would never challenge any call but a third strike call.
Good call.
We have the ball.
Absolutely.
It has to be a third strike call. So
Yep.
I actually would say, okay, here's 5 challenges for the game for your team on either side. Here's 5 challenges for the game on that side. And basically, if you go ahead and do that, you get the calls right that matter, right?
Yep.
And I'm not saying a 2-1 pitch. A 2-1 pitch is really big because the difference between 3-1 and 2-2 is gigantic. But at the same time, I'm looking at it and I'm like, well, fuck, dude, is it that big of a deal sometimes, like you said, Thrill, like there's a human element that you got to deal with. So before 2 strikes, deal with it. I just hate to see one of our kids or, anyone, you get rung up on a horseshit call and it changes the outcome of the game.
I was all right. Let me run this one by you guys, and I want to know what your opinion of this is. I was at a high school game the other day because it was my nephew, and they backpicked to first base. They got the guy hung out to dry. All right, the guy at first base wandered off too much. The first baseman swung in behind him, caught the throw from the catcher, and swipe tagged him. Wham! Got him by a mile. Right. The umpire called it. What was the words that he used? He used something stupid like he blocked the bag too aggressively or something like that. Jeez. And they wound up giving the runner second base, and the runner wound up scoring on a base hit. But I'm like, we just backpicked the guy. We got him out by a fucking mile, and you're gonna call him safe because we got him out by too far.
He called him safe because he felt bad for the kid that the dude dropped the slap tag on, and he said he slap tagged him too hard.
Whatever.
The wokeism in this fucking world's a fucking joke, dude.
Listen,
it's a joke.
Burn.
You feel bad for the kid. It's like, I feel bad for him, so they pick him back up. Shut the fuck up.
You grew up in this era. I know Will grew up in this era. Rodolfo grew up in this era. You fucking win or you fucking lose.
Thank you.
That is it.
Amen.
There's no participation trophies.
Nope.
That shit's bullshit. You need to learn how to win and fucking lose.
And guess what, Battleborn? Every now and again, you get your dick handed to you.
And
you fucking wear it like a goddamn fucking champ. That's it.
Linda. Hi, Linda.
I'm not offended. No, seriously, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Linda.
Hey, how did Nora like her little present that we got to you?
Oh, she loved it. She loved
all
it.
Right, good. So y'all got it all split up. Y'all good to go?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right,
thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Hey guys, overall throw. I mean, I'll let you guys go around and as we end this thing, but I want to know your guys' thoughts because I need to share this. So we're on here every week, right? And you guys literally are the core of this program, the core of everything we've done with Deuces Wild. It's sometimes we've had tens of people on here and sometimes we've had hundreds of people on here. But since we've been cutting these social clips up for this season and Deuces Wild and pumping them out in the right way, and No Filter's got a larger audience now. I personally, I guess, I have a larger audience now.
Yes.
So last week, one show of the Deuces Wild did 1.2 had 1.2 million hits on it on the clips from the show.
Wow. That's awesome.
Nice.
So think about this. We have our little circle here, right? And this is it's crazy. 1.2 million.
That is epic.
It's inspired, obviously, by the dude in my upper left-hand corner. But it's also has to do with you guys. It has to do with the constant conversation and questions and bantering going back and forth that inspires a lot of our content. So I just want to say thank you, seriously, to everyone who's here and how loyal you guys are. It's awesome, and I'm very appreciative. So it's doing really fucking good things for No Filter and really good things for the show that people are able to see this shit.
That's badass.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
The big thing is, I mean, Eric and I are freaking at it all the time. I mean, we're paying attention to games and all that sort of stuff. But the whole time that it's going on, we're watching that chat room too, and when you guys start getting on something, we're going to jump on it too. So don't be afraid to jump in there. And hey, you guys are a big part of this show, just like we are. So just giving y'all a heads up.
That's the beauty. All right, Rodolfo, I'll start with you because you're bottom. Any final words for tonight?
Well, we were talking about Mad Bum, right? And as much as I would like him to come to, maybe take a final curtain call in San Francisco, And someone mentioned it in the chat. I think him in Texas with Bochy makes some sense.
Yep.
Ooh.
I mean,
Yeah.
look, right?
Good
I mean, look,
call,
he could
good
come,
call, Rodolfo.
he
Good
could
call.
come to San Francisco. He could come to San Francisco and DH. He doesn't even have to pitch. He just has to DH. That's it. He just has to swing the bat. But I think,
But here's another thing.
I think
Here's
there's a
another thing.
resurgence
All
with
right.
Bochy.
I totally agree with you, Rodolfo, but here's another thing. If Texas picks him up, then they're only on the hook for a major league minimum salary.
Yep. Prorated too.
So I mean, that might not be a bad thing right there.
Low
Not at
risk,
all.
high reward. I mean,
Rodolfo, I think you're spot on with that. And one more thing for you. Go Wildcats. See ya!
yes, sir.
And there he goes. Luker, you're now bottom left, buddy, on my stage. Any final words and final thoughts for tonight? I'll always give you the stage.
Do we have any stories on Mr. Tom Glavine thrill?
Oh, Tom Glavine. All right, so I get traded over from the Baltimore Orioles. I get traded to the St. Louis Cardinals. I go and I start off the first two games. I'm like on fire, right? And so we win Montreal. So we go back to St. Louis, and I come up to home plate, and I'm facing Tom Glavine with the Braves. And St. Louis is going insane. They're giving me a standing ovation, the whole works, and I'm trying to play it off. And so finally I got to back out the batter's box, tip my cap, all that sort of stuff. I get in the batter's box, and Tom Glavine throws me a fastball away, first pitch, and I whack it out of left center. So everybody's standing up, screaming and yelling. They sat back down. Now they're standing up, screaming and yelling, and I got a curtain call. So there's my Tom Glavine story.
Oh, glorious.
So, Tom Glavine had to wear it basically 3 different times. Number 1, when he had to wait for your ass to tip your cap. Number 2, when he gave up the homer.
Yeah.
And number 3, for the curtain call.
For the curtain call. Yeah. So it was a rough few minutes for Tom Glavine in his life as a major league pitcher.
So I believe the year was 2008. I'm going to pile on real quick, and then I'll let you finish, Luker. But my hamstring was hanging by a thread, like literally. I could barely walk, and I was scuffling so badly. And I came up earlier in the game, I believe, with the bases loaded, and popped out, struck out, whatever, against Glavine. And sure enough, of course, it's kind of like thrill when the ball finds you, when you're like, man, I just don't want the ball hit to me. It was at that point, it was, I don't want to have to come up in a huge situation because I don't want to let my team down because I'm not 100% and I'm scuffling. And it's just a really difficult time. And so I got up there and sure as shit, Tom Glavine, bases loaded, game basically on the line, and he threw me a first pitch changeup up in the zone that it was got here with it. I was sitting fastball here, changeup. And I swear to you, every last bite of energy I put into this ball to one-hand it out to left field. And it was, if this was the other side of the fence, grand fucking slam. Thrill, it was my 101st home run of my career, and it was my first ever grand slam.
Oh, congrats, man. Congrats.
Well, yeah, and thank you, Tom Glavine, for that. So, yeah, cool shit. Well, I'm glad you brought up Tom Glavine.
Throw a fastball, you fag.
Yeah, of course. All right, Luker, anything else?
Just, be prepared for anything. I'm just going to be prepared for any trips I have planned, get San Francisco planned out, and be ready for it.
Hey, we'll let you know. We'll let you know when I'm headed to San Fran, and I know that I know that Barnesy and Joe had talked about maybe doing another suite or whatever.
I'll run it back for sure.
Let's kind of get that in the works, and then we can let everybody know.
And on that note, Luker, see ya! Sorry, man, I jumped the gun a little bit. Battleboard Mike, ladies first. So,
yeah.
What do you got, man? Final words for tonight.
Question for you guys.
Yeah.
You know, not a Giant or anyone else, but my guy, I pick guys. My guy, Juan Soto. What the fuck? Okay, I'll tell you. I see him being a little bit too tentative at the plate, but what the fuck? This dude
swing. You know what's called? Swing the fucking bat, bro. Swing the fucking bat. Swing the bat.
Here's the thing.
Right?
Here's the thing. All right. And so, you know, Bernsey kind of in his rant right there, he kind of said it. When you go up to the plate, you want to hit, but if you don't get the pitches you need to hit, you take the walk. I think that he's got it flip-flop right now. He's up there kind of looking to walk and then trying to speed up to get to the hit, and it ain't working.
It breaks my heart because
I
never picked wrong.
Bernsey? Does that make sense?
I tell the kids, yes, 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 yes. We're yes every pitch. Yes, 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 no. Yes, 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 no. But make that pitch tell you no. Other than that, we're yes, 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 yes. He's too talented to not swing the bat. Like it's.
And here's another thing, Battleborn.
He's got to
expand another thing, and I've told you this. I've told Bernsey this. She's been with us. Look, you can hit the ball, piss out of it, if you work on it. If you want to hit, if you want to drive into runs, the ball doesn't have to be just right there. So there's your answer.
You're right. Agreed. Okay, one more thing. Will, I got a Giants jersey. That fucking Cardinals jersey. I got to work on this with you. I need one of those.
Yeah. You want the Cardinals jersey?
That hits me in the field.
Hey, the Cardinal jersey is a tough go. And
I know.
This right here, the Giants jersey was a spring training edition.
I got a World Series Giants jersey, but I looked hard and fast for a while for a Cardinals jersey.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to look for you.
I'm just gonna throw that out there.
All right, I got you.
Well, bro, hold on a second. You're gonna need a Rangers one, and you're gonna need an Orioles one.
No. He's a huge St. Louis fan. He's always been a huge St. Louis fan. So that's where
Battleborn, you're a St. Louis fan?
Yes, I am.
Fuck out of here. Gosh damn, seriously? See ya.
Battleborn.
Yeah. I didn't even know that. Linda.
Yes.
Hi.
Yeah. Come on, Linda. You know you got something on your mind. Let's go.
Okay. So I just wanted to tell you guys, feel free, because it is No Filter Network, feel free to tell us all the racy stories if you want. Don't mind me and Nora. We're females, but we don't care. We love hearing that stuff. So
what kind of racy are you talking about here, Linda?
You know, I don't know. Whatever. Never mind.
All right.
Davis to left field.
Rob. We're grown. So don't.
I get it.
The fact that,
Linda, we don't hold back shit. We really don't hold back. I promise you.
I know you don't, Eric, but I know Will's a Southern gentleman, so right. So
yeah, and then there's Linda. I mean, there's certain things that stay in the clubhouse. You know what I mean? I kind of like protect that a little bit. Otherwise, Eric's gonna post it on TikTok, and I'll be having to listen to that shit over and over again.
I know what you mean.
Because he doesn't want 1.2 million hits. He wants 85 million hits.
We're on our way, man. We on our
totally
you do know though, Thrill. Everything that Henry posts, and Henry's the one that goes to dig it up. Everything that he posts, I have him run by, like, just in case if there's I will not compromise. I would not have you post anything if for whatever reason something comes out. We're not posting anything that I would be like in my mind, wow, that's over the top.
Yeah, and then all right, look, I mean, I had my jersey retired. You know, I mean, I work for the Giants.
Yes.
You can't go over the top that way. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
So
I know what you mean.
But like the 32-second home run trot the other day, oh yeah, he needed his ass handed to him.
Yeah, that guy.
Absolutely, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I would think too, even with the Giants, that
whoa. Hi, Will. This is Cody. I was the groundskeeper in Augusta back in 2012. Good to see you again, my man. Cody, I'm so sorry our freaking team moved out of Augusta, dude. Man, that was awesome being there and being part of the Green Jackets. But Major League Baseball realigned, brother. So we were screwed.
Hold on. So that was the name of the team, the Augusta Green Jackets?
Yep, Augusta Green Jackets. Like
that's a great fucking
yellow
name.
jacket, but they call it a green jacket because of the freaking Masters.
Because of the Masters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to tell you a story. All right. Well, here you go, Linda. So Augusta is building a new stadium, sure enough. And because the stadium that was across the street from the Masters was literally a piece of shit. And so they built a new stadium. And so I show up and they don't have a washer and dryer, EB. And so the clubhouse guy's having to get all the shit. He's having to drive across town, go back to the old ballpark, wash all the shit, and bring it back. And he was getting back to the ballpark at like 4 or 5 in the morning, right? And so he said, Mr. Will, is there anything I can do? You know, and I go, I'll take care of it. So I called, the Giants, and I'm like, hey, I said, this is what's going on here. And they go, well, he's just going to have to deal with it for this year. I go, no. I said, what's going to happen is, I said, I'm going to fucking Walmart tomorrow. I'm gonna buy the fucking washer and dryer. I'm going to have them deliver it. I'm going to have them hook it up, and I'm billing your ass.
Yep.
And they go, oh, no, you can't do that. I said, well, then watch what the fuck's going to happen. The next day I walked into Walmart, and I said, oh, and by the way, I said, here's an extra $100 if you can do it today. And so freaking Walmart, drives the truck over there. I get these two dudes coming off the truck, and I go, hey, I'll pay you another $200-300 if you fuckers can hook it up right now. They freaking bailed out of there. Boom, 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 boom. They put the washer and dryer up. They hooked it up. I tipped them, and I billed the fucking Giants, and the Giants had to pay my ass.
Ha!
There's your Augusta Green Jacket story.
I mean, that's one of the better names. That's a little up there with the Savannah Bananas.
There you go. I'm liking it.
All right, Linda. Any final thoughts on tonight?
No.
Hey, Nora's been wearing out the chat room, so you got to make up for her. Come on, fire something away. Come on.
I mean, I got nothing other than this, and always enjoy every week. This is, it's fun. So.
And get a little racy. All
right.
Hey,
Linda.
Okay. My favorite part, though, honestly, is in the chat that I just popped open. Thrill keeps close tabs on it. I'm pretty loose with it. Nora says, "See ya!"
Boom!
God.
Hey, dude, this is a really relaxed show, but man, this is a good show. This is really a good show.
Dude, we got some good alternative broadcasts going. All of it. Peterson just strikes out, bringing up Yaz again. But yeah, good shit as always, man. Let's go ahead and run it back next week, so long as you're ready to go.
I'm around next week. The problem I'm gonna have is the week of May 15 to the 21st. I'm going to be in Richmond, Virginia,
In
with our
Richmond,
double
Virginia.
team. So I don't know. We might have to either do a day dealy or we might have to just bag it that week.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. We'll be ready to bag it that week. All good.
Yeah,
No worries, man.
And look, you know how the shit is. I mean, look, Giants are on a little 4-game winning streak. They're up tonight 2-1. Hopefully they pull it out. And what was starting out to be, the Dodgers are going to run away with it. Nobody's running away with the West right now.
No, not at all. So the 1-2 pitch to Yastrzemski is going to be a ground ball over to first base. 2-1 Giants, bottom of the 6th inning. We're heading on into the 7th. That was fun. I like when the Giants are on, man. It's just instant content right behind us.
Yeah. Hey, Gary's talking about it. He wants to know about the bananas in Sacramento. When you guys going to be in Sacramento?
It's end of July.
All right.
So yeah, I'm gonna have so much shit going on, but basically try to link up with them for the entire California tour, which is starts around the 20th of July and then runs on.
All right, wait. Let me run this. Let me run this real quick. Hang on. All right, so I'm out for the 29th because the 28th is autism night in San Francisco. So I'm going to be tied up in San Francisco that whole weekend. So
the 28th is autism night in San Francisco at the ballpark?
At the ballpark, yeah. That's
I'm
28th.
in. I'm in because
I'll
be in Sacramento the 29th of July.
Well, freaking bring it on.
Let's go.
Why don't we do something? Why don't we go ahead and do something? No filter.
Done.
On the 29th, on the 28th, and coincide it with autism night.
100%. Yeah.
Speak with Joe Manueli, and then you guys are gonna do the bananas on the 29th.
100%, dude. That'd be amazing. As a matter of fact, dude, because the 29th, you're basically saying you're gonna be in San Francisco doing whatever you got to do.
Yeah, and when I'm in San Francisco, I'm gonna be schmoozing up there on the sweet.
There's no
way I can get to the bananas.
Yeah, but you know what? Watch this. Talk to Larry or whoever you need to talk to, or Rob. But I would tell you that to benefit the San Francisco Giants, obviously Sacramento's their AAA affiliate.
Yeah, hell yeah.
They're playing in Sacramento. You need to throw out the first banana. They should send you to Sacramento that night. Oh, the place would go fucking nuts, man. Yeah. You know it's going to be, bro, there's going to be more fans.
Sacramento or San Francisco?
No, you throw out the free. You should throw out the. Okay, you could. Autism night's the night before, but I say you go to Sacramento on the 29th and you throw out the first banana. It's going to be packed. There's going to be more people at that game than will be at the Giants game. Whatever that stadium holds, it'll be flowing off the corners.
If I can fucking make it work, I will make it work. Because needless to say, I'm gonna have the family there. We'll freaking take the whole family because they ain't been to Sacramento before. We'll drive our asses to Sacramento and go do the game.
I love it, dude. All right, bro. Awesome show once again, and I'll see you next week.
Hey, look, everybody in the audience is freaking awesome tonight. Yeah. Nice job. Hey, look. Not only you guys, but bring more people in. I know you guys got baseball people out there that want to jump in here. They want to chat like this. Bring them in.
And keep sharing the social content. Thank you for that. It's been amazing to watch that fucking go off the rails. So
hey, freaking great night tonight, and let's go Giants. Freaking stay on the winning streak. Let's go. Here we go.
See ya!
See ya!